Hey everyone, this is our Capricorn. Today I want to discuss if Capricorns really have a hard time making connections. One thing you must realize about a Capricorn is the fact that we are introverted by nature. That is definitely one thing that you must understand about us if you are going to tap into whether or not we have issues making connections or just letting people in our lives. We genuinely do not mind spending time by ourselves. And that's one of the issues that we will never have. We don't mind sitting with ourselves, sitting with our thoughts until we come to whatever conclusion that we're trying to come up with, or even if we just need to recharge ourselves. Capricorns are not afraid of being lonely. We're not afraid of quiet spaces. We actually really prefer quiet spaces. And that's honestly one of the things that I like and appreciate about being a Capricorn. Some people crave attention from others. They always have to be the center of attention, or they always have to be noticed. And that is one thing that more than likely you will never see a Capricorn doing. Capricorns are not going to put on shows for you. We're not going to lie to you, and we're not going to say things just because we think that you agree with it. Capricorns are always going to march to the beat of our own drums. We're always going to do our own thing. And there's really not anything that anyone could say to ever take that part away from us. But I will say that that part of a Capricorn can make it a little difficult to make initial connections. But for the most part, if you are in a Capricorn's life and if you are close to them, you will pick up on this side of a Capricorn. You will hopefully understand which category of your relationship that you should put a Capricorn in. Whether they're going to be your turn-up buddy, whether they're going to be a quiet person, a person that you can call and depend on, a person who is going to hear you out when you have something to say. Capricorns are not going to be, for the most part, of course, everybody is not the same, but as a collective, Capricorns are not always going to want to be in the mix. We don't always have to be seen every chance that we get. We're okay with laying low and just watching things before we react or just do things. Capricorns are always going to sit back, observe before we actually just pop out. And so, like I said, this part of us can definitely make it difficult for us to build connections, and not impossible, because once you have gotten close to a Capricorn, it's over. You're in our lives forever. We want you there forever. And it's just the initial breaking that barrier down to get to a Capricorn that is the not so easy part. But once you get past that part, Capricorns are definitely some of the best people that you can have in your life. If you are going to understand if a Capricorn has a hard time making connections, you must definitely understand that Capricorn will be selective about who we let into our space and into our lives. Now, Capricorns are naturally cautious about everything and everyone at some point in our life. So making connections and building relationships is honestly no different. We approach them with the same cautious nature as we approach everything else. And honestly, being cautious and just taking our time with things is definitely a way for a Capricorn to protect ourselves and keep ourselves from making mistakes when it comes to letting the wrong people in our lives, because we have all done that. We are all human. We have all let the wrong people in our lives at some point. But you get to a point in your life where you want to be more mature, you want to make meaningful connections, and you're not going to do that if you're just constantly just letting people come in and out of your life like a revolving door without vetting them first. And this is a hard truth that many people have to learn. And this is something that Capricorns definitely do. And we just like to take our time when it comes to making connections, because it just saves a lot of heartache in the long run, and honestly just shields us from unnecessary drama that people can bring in our lives if they are not right for us. And so Capricorns are always going to be selective when it comes to making connections, building bonds, and it just is what it is. When Capricorns are building connections with people, we want them to be genuine and pure. We don't want people just coming in our lives with bad intentions and doing things that are just going to get on our nerves in the long run. That is not going to sit well. with a Capricorn. And at the end of the day, we really do not want to form superficial connections that will eventually fade away. And if that takes more time and more vetting to just get rid of all of that confusion, Capricorns will do that. So it's just important for us to be able to decipher through the BS to get to the core of who people really are before letting them in and before trusting them and before just giving them our all. That's just something that we have to do in order to feel comfortable and in order to stick around and build that connection with you. And so we place high value on our relationships and the connections that we make. And so we just refuse to spend time lying to ourselves if we are not meshing well with someone. And so taking that time to get to know somebody at the core, who they really are, is going to just assist in the relationships and the connections that we make to just grow and flourish in the future. And if we are not meshing well with somebody, like if we're not getting along with you, if you just don't feel right to us, like at our inner being, Capricorns have no issue just getting rid of you. And I know this sounds bad saying getting rid of you, but I literally mean like just cutting you off, not talking to you anymore. We find that in life when people are doing things to hurt us or doing things to annoy us, more than likely they're doing those things on purpose. People know how to push the buttons of those who are close to them. And so if we sense that we're just not meshing well with you in any type of way, yeah, we're gonna just do what we have to do for ourselves at the end of the day. And if that means just letting you go, it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing else that we can really do about it at that point. So we are not in the game of forcing relationships and connections with anyone. And so, yeah, Capricorns just look for genuine bonds and connections when we are trying to connect with other people. And we're very selective about who we let into our lives. And you must remember that Capricorns are introverted by nature. And so I won't say Capricorns have a difficult time building bonds with people or the connections with people, but we are very picky about who we let in our lives. And we're not going to apologize for that. We're not going to apologize for that side of us. It's just something that comes with getting to know a Capricorn. It's definitely, of course, not impossible to get close to a Capricorn or build bonds with Capricorns. Never, ever is it that serious. But these are just some things that I feel like could come up when you are trying to get a connection with a Capricorn or when you are trying to build a bond with a Capricorn. So yeah, if you have some down below, let me know. Do you think it's hard as a Capricorn making connections? Why or why not? I really want to hear what you guys have to say. And also anybody else who is watching this video, do you think it's hard for other people to connect with your sign or for you to connect with other people? I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic down below. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and you'll be sure to hear from me soon. All right, bye-bye.
I'll lay you to rest in pieces. No picture on a t-shirt, like you never existed.